In the United States, where a manhunt continues in Utah for a gunman who killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk during a college event on Wednesday. Authorities have released new footage showing the suspect in the moments after the shooting, jumping down from a rooftop and running into the street while carrying a bag. The FBI has also released images of someone they describe as a person of interest. Utah's Department of Public Safety says the individual appears to be of college age, and a reward of $100,000 is being offered for information leading to an arrest. Investigators say they recovered a bolt-action rifle in a wooded area nearby, wrapped in a towel, raising questions about how and why the weapon was left behind. Utah Governor Spencer Cox has stated that authorities are doing everything possible to track the suspect. Former FBI Supervisory Special Agent Dennis Franks explained that while the investigation is formally led by state and local authorities, the FBI is now deeply involved. According to him, it is standard procedure for the Bureau to set up a command post in such cases, complete with crisis management teams, analysts, and advanced computer systems to sift through tips, videos, and other leads. Surveillance footage from the event, recordings from attendees, and neighborhood canvassing are all part of the effort to build a clearer picture of the suspect's movements. The discovery of the discarded rifle was likely the result of these combined investigative efforts. Franks emphasized that much of the process now hinges on public involvement and the possibility that someone will recognize the individual from the released images. Despite the suspect wearing a cap and glasses, he noted that there are clear photos showing the man's face, making recognition likely. The challenge remains not only to identify him but also to determine his current location, as more than 24 hours have passed since the shooting and he could have traveled across state lines or even left the country. Authorities and analysts say the investigation is following a familiar pattern seen in other high-profile cases. Leads are being gathered, evaluated, and assigned to investigators on the ground. A key focus is digital evidence, including metadata from phones, online activity, and any cyber footprints that might point to the suspect's identity or movements. At the same time, FBI specialists are conducting interviews in nearby neighborhoods, going door to door to collect possible eyewitness accounts or private surveillance footage. This kind of neighborhood canvass often produces small but crucial details, such as unusual sightings or vehicles in the area, that can help piece together a timeline. Franks, the retired FBI agent, said he expects the manhunt to rely heavily on recognition, since the photos released publicly offer a fairly distinct look at the suspect's face. He noted that once people see those images, it is likely that someone who knows him, perhaps casually, will begin to connect certain comments, behaviors, or patterns they noticed earlier, leading investigators closer to identification. The larger concern is where the suspect may be now. Given the time that has passed since the attack, he could be hiding locally, moving between states, or even attempting to cross international borders. Investigators have to prepare for all possibilities. Historical comparisons have already been made to past manhunts, such as Eric Rudolph, the Olympic Park bomber who evaded capture for years before being arrested in the mountains of North Carolina. While experts say they do not expect this case to drag on for so long, the example serves as a reminder that fugitives can sometimes survive undetected for extended periods. Officials are urging patience, emphasizing that progress may not be visible to the public in the form of constant updates, but that behind the scenes, dozens of leads are being processed daily. The question of the shooter's skill and preparation has also become a major point of discussion. Analysts are asking whether the suspect had specialized sniper training or whether he was simply experienced with firearms. Franks argued that formal sniper training was not necessary for the kind of shot taken during the event. He explained that many hunters or individuals who practice regularly at shooting ranges are capable of making accurate shots from a distance of 150 yards, especially with the aid of a scoped rifle. However, he noted that the psychological pressure in a live situation makes accuracy far more difficult. Professional snipers train specifically to handle stress by performing physical exertion before shooting to simulate combat conditions. In this case, the shooter managed to carry out the attack and then disassemble the weapon, placing it into a backpack before leaving the scene. Investigators believe the rifle was later abandoned in the wooded area to reduce the chance of being caught with it in possession. This decision leaves behind potential evidence, including fingerprints and DNA, which could help identify the suspect. Even if his prints are not already in law enforcement databases, analysts believe genetic material could eventually provide leads. The act itself shows planning, confidence, and determination. From a behavioral standpoint, Frank suggested that the suspect fits the pattern of a lone actor rather than part of a coordinated group. He described such individuals as malcontents searching for a cause, often driven by personal grievances but using political or social issues as justification for violence. The suspect's ability to put aside fear and carry out the attack indicates a strong commitment to his personal ideology, whatever it may be. This profile, investigators say, helps narrow the search, but it also underlines the challenges of predicting or preventing such acts before they happen. As the investigation moves forward, much attention is being paid to the updates provided through press conferences. Officials say the frequency and detail of these briefings can reveal how close authorities are to significant breakthroughs. In the most recent conference, little new information was shared aside from the grainy rooftop footage, but analysts caution that this does not mean progress isn't being made behind closed doors. Franks pointed out that in many manhunts, the tipping point comes when public tips intersect with evidence already collected by investigators. At that moment, small details combine into a clear picture of the suspect's identity. Once identified, the challenge will shift to locating him, which could still take considerable time depending on how carefully he planned his escape. The discarded weapon provides both physical and forensic evidence, but it also raises questions about his state of mind. Leaving it behind may suggest he feared being caught with it or that he had no long-term escape strategy beyond fleeing the immediate area. Authorities emphasize that the suspect should be considered dangerous, and the $100,000 reward is designed to encourage the public to come forward quickly with any leads. While comparisons have been made to long and drawn-out searches like that of Eric Rudolph, investigators believe today's advanced technology, combined with rapid communication through social media and widespread surveillance, will make it far harder for the suspect to remain hidden indefinitely. Officials continue to urge patience, reminding the public that these investigations take time but stressing confidence that the suspect will eventually be identified and apprehended. The outcome now depends on how quickly someone connects the released images to a real identity and how efficiently law enforcement can act once that link is established.